Hey guys, this is Linda, your back in the groove again coach with a unscheduled live just for you, for people that are watching me on YouTube. It's so great to see you and it's so great to be here. I want to talk about the three best ways to get rid of your ex. Well, let me rephrase that. Three best ways to get over your ex. That's what I want to talk about, not how to get rid of them, how to get over your ex. Now, these are all ways that I've experienced personally. They're all ways that have worked in the past for me personally, and they're all ways that at one moment or another might work for you as well. Now, I don't know if you know what it's like when you break up with a boyfriend. It's terrible. It's horrible. Like even you might be the dumper or the dumpy. It doesn't matter. It still hurts. Now, I have to admit that when I dumped somebody, it was a lot easier to get over than when I was dumped. Because when I was dumped, I got hurt really bad and I couldn't really move on, very fast. So one of the first ways, now it's not the best way necessarily, but one of the ways to get over your ex is by finding another boyfriend. Yeah, that's right. And I remember back in the day when I, either got dumped or was dumped, that I would just go out and meet somebody else and start going out with somebody else. And I did that quite a few times. And it was really an easy way to get over my ex. Now, was it the best way to get over my ex? At the time and for a short moment, it was a really good way because then my attention was focused on him, on the new person, and not on the guy that I was trying to get over. And, I would start doing new things and start meeting new people. And I kept myself busy with this new person. So it was an easy way to get over my ex. But then after a while, it wasn't working because the mind, my ex's memory was still come up. So I never really did get over my ex by finding a new partner. Although I tried it a few times, it worked for a short time. It wasn't very a successful method. So that was method number one that I've tried, worked, but didn't work for very long. The second method that I think is a good way to get over your ex is by start hanging out with girlfriends or friends. Now, why is this a good way? Well, you could, do fun things with your friends. You could start talking, girl stuff with your friends. Some friends like to go to the beach. I've been to Cuba, I've been to Dominican Republic with my friends. This is a picture from Mexico, where I went there by myself this year, but in the past I've traveled with my friends. So, by hanging out with girlfriends, it's a great way to get over your ex. Now, why is it maybe not the best way? Well, sometimes exes will say, oh, you want to talk about it? Or, what happened? Tell us what happened. And then, they will want you to repeat the story over and over and over again until you say, oh, I don't want to talk about this anymore. So then it becomes like not really a best way to get over your ex. So if you want to use this technique of getting over your ex by hanging out with girlfriends, well, you definitely want to have girlfriends that are going to be supportive, that are going to allow you to talk, for a moment because you want to talk about it, but aren't going to allow you to dwell into it. They're going to say, okay, that's enough. Let's go do something. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a bike ride. Let's go shopping. Let's do something. So girlfriends are good, except it depends on who the girlfriend is, right? So you want to choose a girlfriend that is going to be supportive, who's going to be helping you get over your ex and not repeat the stories and relive those memories of what it was like and why you might have dumped your ex and so on. So this leads us to what I think is the best way of getting over your ex. And I think the best way, are you ready for this? I think the best way of getting over your ex is by spending time by yourself. Now, why is this a good way and maybe the best way? When you spend time by yourself, you can actually get to know who you are. Now, oftentimes when I was with my ex-boyfriends, I would do things that they wanted to do. I would say yes to things they wanted to do. Sure, why not, right? And I often lost myself in relationships. So it took me a while to start spending time by myself. But once I got into it, once I started doing that, I learned that I do enjoy watching sports, but I prefer watching it in person. I do enjoy going camping, but I prefer renting a cottage and not, going camping in a tent. I do prefer making my own foods, my own meals, but I like to keep it simple and not overcomplicate it. So, when you spend time by yourself, you learn what you really, really like and what you don't like as well. Now, I'm not saying spend the rest of your life by yourself because that's going to be boring. You can't do that. You want to start also hanging out with your friends again, but having a moment, maybe it's a few weeks. Maybe it's, I don't know, you'll know. Maybe it's a month or so. Spend some time by yourself. Start reading books that you've always wanted to read. Start meditating if you want. Start going for walks by yourself. And when you think you're doing pretty good, you call a girlfriend. Hey, what you doing? Do you want to go for a walk? Now, when I was trying to get over an ex, I did a lot of journal writing. I have to tell you, this technique worked wonders for me. I was able to swear a lot when I was journaling, and I got my anger out so much when I was journaling. So spending time by myself allowed me to do that. Now, if I would have been spending time with a new boyfriend, I would not have been able to think of those things and finally get rid of those thoughts and those feelings. If I would have spent time with my girlfriends, I would not have been able to just get over those feelings that I had. So it's a natural and very healthy thing to do, is to journal and talk about your feelings for sure, but don't dwell into those feelings. You want to talk about it, but then say, okay, I think I'm all right now. So you want to give yourself a few minutes of what some people say self-pity time. It's okay, of course. But then you say, all right, that's it. I think I'm good. I've said what I have to say. Now let's go do something physical, like go for a walk or go for a bike ride. So there you have it. Those are my 3 ways to get over your ex in order of preference. So it works to find another boyfriend, but it's not always the best way. It works really good also to hang out with girlfriends, but what's even better is to spend time with yourself and by yourself. And when you're ready, then you could easily, start contacting your girlfriends and do things with your girlfriends. So there you go. I'm your Back in the Groove Again coach. I work primarily with women. And for more information on my services, please go to my website at backinthegrooveagain.com. I'd love to be your coach. And also, I do have a 5-day Take Time for You Now challenge going on Facebook, and I'll add the details below in the chat box, comment box. Bye. See you soon.